Welcome to Footballfanbox. I'm your host, John Hightower, and this is my new lovely co-host,
Azeb.
And isn't she gorgeous? The producers wanted a pretty face, and now they have it. Now, we're going to begin the show the way we always begin the show, with
highlights of youth and high school football.
Welcome to Footballfanbox's weekly highlights. We started off with the 7 and under age group. TMT Elite 19, his squad Falcons 13. TMT Elite got off to a brilliant start this week. Running off to the left, running to the right, they were making plays like they normally do. Execution was all there for them. Beautiful runs all night long. Off to the left, hit the speed button, he's got it. He's in. He's celebrating. That's how we do it. Now, next play. Early second quarter, blitz up the middle, he's got his man. Quick reverse. Everybody screams reverse. He reverses his field and heads off to the end zone. One defender out there to beat him, stiff arm. Another guy, can he make the play? Ooh, sweet cut to the inside. Touchdown, TMT. That's how they do it. Quarterback keeper, the handoff was missed. That was supposed to be a handoff. He's running everybody to the end zone. Is it me? Or do they keep moving that line back? Touchdown, hit squad. Off to the races. Running back got his ball. He's off to the left. They got the entourage after him. Can they get him? Oh, TMT touchdown. Here we go. Quick snap up the middle. Quarterback decides to keep it. Only one man to beat. Can he do it? Is this conditioning where it needs to be? Yes. Touchdown, hit squad. Well done, young man. Well done. Shaking hands shows class on both sides. Here we go. A8 and under age group. Henderson Cowboys 35. TMT Elite with the 0. Early game kickoff. Nobody's on that ball. Way to hustle, young man. Here we go. Counter tray up the middle. He's gone. Bouncing it out to the right. Good tackle. Quick handoff. He is gone. He is gone. Whoa! Beautiful all-out tackle by TMT. That's how you show effort. Don't give up, and they didn't. The Cowboys just had their way today. Running off to the middle. One guy to stop him. Bounced off the tackler. Tackle right before the end zone. Next play, hands it off. Touchdown, Cowboys. Off to the left, quarterback keeper. Can they get him? Sweet cut to the inside. Not enough to get by TMT's defense. Quick trap up the middle. Cowboy touchdown. Beautiful game tonight. These young kids were giving it all they had. All the conditioning was all on the side of the Cowboys. Good night, young lady. Good night. That's how they do it in cowboy country. Conditioning is the key. The rest of this game was all skill and preparation. Gone. Touchdown. TMT Elite trying to make something happen. Quick interception, and he's gone. He is gone. I hope my mom saw this. Touchdown, Cowboys. I love it. They're celebrating. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But you always shake hands at the end of the game. 10 and under. TMT 19. Las Vegas Sun Devils 0. TMT, the big boys came out to play for this one. Here we go. Snap up the middle. Running back, fake handoff. He had everybody fooled. TMT gets there to stop the play. Quick trap up the middle. Gone. Touchdown. TMT. Sun Devils doing what they can do. Just wasn't enough. TMT's defense was ready this week. Oh, nice counter tray. Bounce it out to the right side. Sun Devils there to make that tackle. Good job finishing off the play. Counter up the middle. He's off to the races. Will he make it? I think he can make it. He's going to do it. No, they got him at the 10-yard line. Good job, TMT pursuit. Here we go. Second half of the game. Kicking off. TMT's got it. He's gone. He's making plays, breaking tackles. Today is his day. Somebody had a real nutritious breakfast. Quick snap. Oh, woo, beautiful pass. Slant in the end zone. Touchdown. Uh-oh, bad snap. Sun Devils get the ball, making his way, fighting the crowd. TMT was just too much today. Great effort by both teams. Welcome back. Once again, you know I love the kids. They always play hard. Never have to worry about them. But the high school game of the week was something special, please believe me. It was between Bishop Gorman and Durango High School, and both kids fought hard all night long. Please enjoy this segment between
Bishop Gorman versus Durango High School. And it was an instant classic.
Footballfanbox's high school game of the week. On October 20th, in 2018, Bishop Gorman went up against Durango High School for an instant offensive classic that we will never forget. Gorman finished the game with 57. Durango gave it all they had to give with their 34. An offensive night of assaults that we will never forget. Both teams had their way offensively with the other team. Kicking, returning punts, everything you wanted to do on offense was accomplished on that night. Cold, climate, weather, everything going against you. Fans out in droves to see the two powerhouses do what they do best. Put up offensive scores. The Bishop Gorman running the ball, passing the ball. Their quarterback led their way like a true general. Durango, the underdog, outmanned, outgunned, outfanned team, gave all they had to give. But Bishop Gorman was just too much for this night. Both teams, everything they had, they left on the field. As I look at this game and remember it in my mind, Gorman breaking tackles all night long. Men went on the field, didn't walk off. Although the night was long, the offense was the one that drove this game forward. As I remember the plays, both quarterbacks were on pinpoint accuracy all night long. Deep passes, short passes, wide receiver making plays as only they can make. All night the defense tried, they just could not get it done. Anything they wanted to do, they accomplished with ease. The defense was just shorthanded. You could have put 14 defensive players on the field and it still would have been a high-scoring game. All I remember about this game the most was that the quarterbacks were just on target. Whatever they did before the game, every team should make it mandatory that their quarterbacks follow. Pinpointing from the start to finish. I think in this game there was only about 4 punts made. The quarterback for Bishop Gorman not only stayed in the pocket and created passes, he led his men as though they were General Patton soldiers. Deep passing up the field, neither team could stop the other one. And I'm looking at this, and I remembered a few defensive plays made. It just wasn't enough to overcome the offensive assault that was put on by both teams. I mean, the most beautiful passes were made that night. Between defenders, over defenders. Any way you wanted it, you got it. The running backs, they came to play. Running through the tackles, outside, inside, moving blocks, shaking, breaking tackles. What you could do, you could not do that night on the defensive end. I'm looking at the running backs and all I see is dominance. Pure dominance. All night long. Every time I remember this game, I remember the long runs from scrimmage, the long passes caught, pinpoint accuracy at its best. I will never forget this game. It was just one of the most beautiful things you will ever see. If you're a defensive coordinator, you might just want to go to bed early because these teams came to play. But on the offensive side, it was more of a religious assault on a football game. The running back for Bishop Gorman should be given a medal. He looked smooth, he looked sweet, he was fresh till the end of the game. The quarterback for Durango was a true leader. Even when the game seemed like it was out of reach, he pulled it back into reach with his passing, his legs on the field, creating what he needed to create to get the job done. To both these teams, I say, hats off. A beautiful game. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know if a lot of you were able to see the game between the New England Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs. Both games had high-octane offenses. I love both games. They were well coached, and to the Durango coaches, well done keeping your players involved in the game all the way throughout. The adjustments you made were beautiful. Now, let's get into the next part of the show, Coach's Corner.
This is my favorite segment. I always like to know what the coaches are thinking. Let's go to Coach's Corner.
We are live at the Gales practice facility, where we are here with one of the best teams who are 5-0, where we will give you insight as to what's going on inside the practice facilities. We will interview the coaches, we will interview some of the players, we will interview the parents. Stay with us as we give you the inside scoop. We are live at the Gales practice facility at the All-American football field. I am here with
Coach Reese.
Coach Reese, and the world wants to know, how did you get started with the NYFL?
Well, back in 1998, after I got done with my playing career at UNLV, I didn't have any interest in coaching until I went out there one day and I saw the kids and somebody asked me, hey, can you coach? And I've been out here since 1996, matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
The NYFL was built by Ray Hendrickson, a good friend of mine over the years, but he built it. He had a vision of having these fields and having these kids and learning the right football the right way. And I was eager to teach it the correct way, do as much as I could to make sure that the kids were safe and taught well. So since '98, I've been with the league and I've been with different leagues around here, and I'm back with the NYFL for the last 2 seasons.
Okay. Always willing to help out. Come on down and join us. The next question is, when it comes to player safety, how important is that to you?
I grew up in the age where the 80s and the 90s we were playing, and it wasn't a lot on player safety, equipment, and particularly tackling. I remember most of the tackling in the 80s and 90s was just hit the guy as hard as you can, not understanding anything about physics or science or how your brain moves when you hit somebody, or putting your face in your neck and the injuries that last. So I think in the last 3 to 5 years, a lot of people have put a lot more work into science on how to physically stop somebody. You don't have to stop anybody with your head or your neck. Matter of fact, it'd be more important to stop people with the base of your body and your whole force instead of half a force of throwing your neck in there. And I think what people are doing as far as changing the game is significant. From tackling to even giving heavy penalties and fines for people doing it wrong. It makes you do it right.
And that's what we're concerned about, always with the kids. And we have coaches here who are doing their part to show the kids the correct way to tackle without putting themselves in dangerous situations. Now, for our next question is, I see all the kids out here, and I wanted to know, how many coaches are in your program?
In my program, we have 2. I'm the head coach, and my assistant, Coach Kino, he's been with me for the last 2 years. And we have a couple of parent volunteers that I always like to bring in and teach them the game. Because a lot of parents, I always think they know the game.
Right, I know that.
And I've been blessed enough to learn it from a top tier, from college to high school. And I wrap myself around teachers who taught me the game, and I want to teach them the game, real game, coverages and fronts and how to prepare and how to prepare on game day. So I get a few parent volunteers eager, but it's normally just us 2. We don't have a huge staff, but both of us together have been pretty effective.
See? And he's saying, parents are always welcome to come in and help out, but make sure you know the game before you come with the kids, so we can teach them the right way. Oh, willing to learn it. Absolutely. Thank you. My next question is, and I asked this to the Steelers, and I got a great response. Now, your pizza parties.
Yeah.
Who's responsible for throwing your team parties?
We have a bounty on the pizza.
Now, bounty, what is that?
Well, anytime they score 40 points or more, they get pizza. So, now you got kids. I'm not trying to run the score up on guys. They trying to get pizza.
They trying to get pizza.
They're trying to break my bucks. But usually it's my team mom and my team mom and she coordinates that.
Gotcha.
And they will coordinate. Parents will put in a couple of dollars because they want to reward the kids too.
Absolutely.
The kids feel that sense of accomplishment. It's not running up points, but they just know that the effectiveness, the effort. We teaching winning.
And give them goals.
But we teaching them goal setting, and this is what you do when you achieve this. This is what you do when you step right. This is what you do when you make the right route or to make read, and then pizza is the reward.
And I think that's something all kids should have. You don't just give kids stuff. You get them out there, you let them earn it, and it creates for a better kid when he's an adult. I completely understand.
Can I get my guys to say hi to the camera?
Please do. Get the men out here.
We going to the championship.
Do y'all have a cheer?
Huh?
Do y'all have a war cry?
Do we have a war cry? We don't normally cheer because everybody cheers for us.
Gotcha.
But we can do a throwback.
I like that. Let me get out of your way. You got them all in there?
Yeah.
Everybody stand right about here. I want to make sure I get everybody in. I need the guys up front to take a knee.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
Yeah, 2018. Hey, we cut it. Hey.
Also, I want to now wait a minute. Now I gotta ask everybody here a question. I gotta ask y'all a question. I want everybody to answer at the same time. Now, this is very important to me. What is your record? If you don't know, you better ask somebody. We are still here at the Gales practice facility at the All-American football field. I am with Coach
Keno.
Coach Keno. We always ask everyone that we interview, how did you get started with the NYFL?
Actually, I got started about 4 years ago. My son actually came up through the program, so we started coaching a team, and we kind of just stayed on and continue to develop the kids.
Now, the next question is, how many kids do you have in your 14-year-old group?
We have 24 right now with 2 kids out sideline at the moment with some injuries.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
be honest with me.
Okay.
You can know you can be, it's just me and you.
Okay.
Forget America's not watching right now.
Absolutely.
What is your favorite part about coaching these kids?
Actually, my favorite part, and this is being honest, is really to see the kids develop and grow, because some of these kids I've had for like 4 years, and just to see how they they came here unsure of themselves, but as they grow and develop, and you see them mature as little men and little as adults, and just grow into loving the game of football.
See, that's what we're talking about. You're going out here and you're helping kids develop as human beings and be a better part of society. Now, getting into just because it's still just me and you right now. We just grown men talking.
Absolutely.
Now, Coach, say I had a son and I wanted him to join the Gales. How would he go about doing that?
All you have to do is reach out to the league office, let them know that you're interested in playing for the junior Gales, and the league office will get you in contact with the coaches, and from there you'll come over. We're located at the All-American field, so from there you'll just come over to Field 4 where we practice 3 times a week, and we'll take them from there.
So come on down, join up, don't be afraid. That's what Coach is saying.
Absolutely.
You can play, you want to play, come on out. We'll make you a better football player and a better person. Now, your team is 5-0, you're kicking butt. So I have to ask you, what kind of offense do you run, and who came up with that offense?
Well, we run the spread with a little bit of twist to it. I actually run the defense. Coach Reese runs the offense, so he does a lot of studying, a lot of making sure that we're putting the kids in the best position that they can be in, and we're just hoping for them to make plays.
Perfectly said. All right, back to that really good-looking man in the studio. Real quick, scream it out loud. Do y'all like playing football?
Yeah!
Is it your favorite thing?
Yeah!
All right, I'm going to do a magic trick. Now, I'm 6'5", and that's really tall, but when we stand up, we're going to be the same height because it's magic. Y'all ready? Everybody stand up. Y'all don't get it now, but when you're older, it's going to be hilarious. Trust me. We are still here at the Gales practice facility at the All-American practice field. I am here with Coach
Jerome Fowler.
Now, Coach, I got to know, how did you get started? Because this is a question we ask all the coaches. How did you get started with the league?
Well, my son is my son mostly. I just want to be involved. I love coaching the kids. It's exciting. I live for it, and that's why I do it. I do it for the kids.
And that's exactly what we need. Grown men helping out, giving back to the community. Now, the next question is, how important is safety when you're coaching these kids?
It's very important. We have to make sure they keep their head up, protect the neck, no helmet-to-helmet contact. We teach the fundamentals first so when they get to high school, they already have it down.
Exactly what we're looking for. Coaches who know what they're doing and how to teach the kids the proper way of tackling and receiving tackles. Now, the other question I have for you is something I ask all the guys.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part about coaching these young men?
My favorite part is the games. The games are exciting, you just live for the kids. When they do well, it's exciting. You feel like, I did that, I taught them that. And so it's and practice too. Practice is exciting too. This is where you get it in and you teach them everything, and in the game you just sit back. So it's exciting.
Now, the big question, I didn't even think about this until later on today. How do you keep their gamemanship in order? Like, how do you keep their How do you keep them motivated? Because the dog days of summer, they're tired, they're feeling sorry for themselves. My girlfriend left me, I got homework, my mom on my back. How do you keep these kids motivated?
Yeah, and you got them video games too, boy. I need to tell them they can't play on the video games. That's what I need to tell them.
No video games.
But the motivation is that you just have to, you have to come up with exciting ways of practice, We do racing, and we do, passing tournaments, and where, they can compete with each other. You have to make it fun because it's a violent sport. They have to compete with each other. They got to hit each other all the time. So that's what we do. We come up with games to keep it energized at practice.
So it's more than coaching. It's keeping the kids motivated. It's keeping them ready, doing everything they need to do to keep their self mentally sharp so to prevent themselves from getting hurt by dozing off on their own thoughts. Coach, thank you very much.
You are welcome. Thanks a lot for interviewing me.
We are still here at the Gales practice facility at the All-American football field. I am with Coach
Josh.
Now, Coach Josh, something we ask every coach, how did you get started with the NYFL?
Well, actually, I have 2 boys that play for the Gales, and I moved here from the Midwest, and this was the first program that I found, and I'm pleased with everything they do here.
That's what we want to hear, motivated coaches who are happy to do what they're doing. Now, next question. How important is player safety when it comes to you?
To me, that's everything. Me being a former football player, I feel like that's, the number one thing. We got to keep everyone safe, teach them good rules, and, that's probably the number one rule.
Coach Jay says safety is first. That's the number one thing they do here at the Gales practice facility. Now, next question. I asked the other coach, who takes care of the pizza party?
With all these hungry guys out here, definitely not me. I think that's the team mom.
The team mom on every team takes care of the parties, makes sure all the kids are on their dietary proper management, and just one time I would like to get a phone call to say I'm invited. Now, Coach, you're a pretty tall guy. How tall are you?
I'm 6'3.5".
Me too. Man, we the same height. And one more question, Coach. With all the distractions in their life, they got the girlfriends, they got their buddies, they got video games. How do you keep your guys motivated?
Usually I just tell my guys, football, it's not just about the sport. It usually, translates to real life. And I tell them if you usually do good on the football field, it'll take care of, your everyday life, things like discipline and good morals and stuff like that.
That is perfect. Thank you very much, Coach, and look forward to more victories out of y'all.
All right, thank you.
We are here at the All-American football field. I am with one of the team moms, and your name is?
Gloria Avila.
Gloria, first question. How did you get your kid involved in the NYFL?
From a friend who told us about the NYFL.
Just like that. Join up. We'll accept you, and we'll teach your kid how to become a superstar football player. My next question is, do you enjoy watching the games?
I do. I definitely do. I don't understand much, but I'm learning as we go.
I like that. Learning as we go. That's what football is, a developmental game. We all are learning all the time. Now, my last question for you. Your favorite part about your kid playing football?
How he gets along with the other kids, that they're just somewhere where they're busy and they're in the streets. This is a good, safe environment for them to be at the games.
Perfectly said. It's a great environment. You get good friends. And if your kid is on a football team, you know 3 things. 1, they're exercising, not on the couch. 2, they at least have 2 or 3 friends. Gloria, thank you very much for your time. You are awesome, young lady.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We are at the practice facility of the Gales, and I am with one of the team parents. What's your name, sir?
My name is Jorge.
I am with Jorge. Now, Jorge, how did you get your kid involved in the NYFL?
The way I got him involved in the NYFL is because we were referred by modern day coaches to play with Coach Reese over here with the Gales.
Now, all right, what do you like best about the NYFL?
I like the coaching, the staff, everything about the NYFL. What I like about is the coaching over here with the Gales, the junior Gales.
Perfectly done. Parents come out, they see the way the coaches handle the kids, and I'm with one of the parents right now, and he'll tell you he loves the way they teach the game of football. Now, my question to you is, I've been out here for a while, and I haven't been invited to any of the pizza parties. Is there a way you can get me in?
Yeah, for sure.
You heard him. He can get me some free pizza. Thank you very much, my man.
Thanks.
We are at the Gales practice facility. I am here with one of the team parents, and your name is?
Dr. Bart Chapman.
Now, Dr. Chapman, what is your son's name and what position does he play?
Jacob, and he plays defensive end.
Now, how did he get that position? Did he choose it, or did the coaches ask him to play that position?
We moved here from South Florida, and he played defensive end in South Florida.
Oh, wow. So he really loves that position?
Yeah.
Now, next question. How did you find out about the league?
I actually did some research, and I heard some great things about Coach Reese, and that's the reason why I brought him here.
Oh, okay. And the games. What's your favorite part about watching the football games out here?
Everybody is excited. They're all lit up. The kids are just having a great time, and you can tell through Coach Reese that these kids love it.
See, that's what I like to hear. Kids come out here, they make friends, they become better football players. Now, Doctor, I got to ask you a question. I'm looking at your hat. I'm a Philadelphia fan. Are you a Philadelphia Eagles fan, or are you just trying to keep warm?
Born in Philadelphia, raised 40 minutes right outside Philadelphia, diehard fan.
Oh, my goodness. See, I went to Cheltenham High, so I'm right there with you.
Reggie Jackson.
Yes, went to my school. A lot of people don't know that information. Reggie Jackson played running back. I think I was a slightly better running back, but that's just my opinion. Thank you very much. We are signing off from the Gales practice facility here at the All-American football field. We interviewed coaches, we've interviewed some of the parents, and we had a great time here with the team. Thank you, and we're going to send it back to that really good-looking man back in the studio. What are you looking for?
The good-looking man.
I'm not talking to this young lady for the rest of the show. Let's get into one of my other favorite segments, High School Picks of the Week. Footballfanbox's High School Picks of the Week. The highlights you will be looking at are of the Gorman Durango freshman game. Gorman had 61, Durango had 0. Both teams played hard. We give them all respect when they're on this show. We have Del Sol getting a victory over the Boulder Faith Lutheran, getting a victory over Bonanza. Now, there are a couple of games we really want you to get out there and give a root for. We're talking about Lincoln County going against Needles this week. Two tough teams who had a great season. Make sure your school gets out there and roots them on. We're picking Lincoln County in that game, but we want everybody to get out there and root for your team. Tonopah getting a victory over Mineral County. We also have Desert Oasis being able to get that victory over Clark, while Cheyenne that should be a good game, but we see it the way we see it. Desert Pines over El Dorado. Basic over Liberty. Now, Lake Mead Academy, you play as hard as you can. It's just that we have Calvary Chapel Christian getting a victory this week. Chaparral over Coronado. Coronado, you keep playing tough. Del Sol, we're giving them the victory over Boulder City. And Indian Springs, we have you going down against Beatty. GV Christian, we have the Valley coming up ahead. We're sorry, but you're a great school. Bishop Gorman, the big powerhouse, we have you getting the victory over Spring Valley. Laughlin over Mountain View Christian. Mojave getting the winner over Las Vegas, although that should be another good game as well. Centennial over Seminole Memorial, another good game. All you kids get out there and root your teams on. This is a very tough week. Welcome back. Now, I gotta let y'all know we are at 70% with our high school picks this year. So we're not just closing our eyes and throwing darts at the dartboard. We're studying, we're doing our homework, we're doing everything we need to do to keep you properly informed with what's going on in sports. Now, it's time to get into our next segment with Bill and Sean, Fantasy Football.
You know what my fantasy is?
What's your fantasy?
For you to win just one game. That's it.
I win
Nothing
more
more.
than one game. Don't
Just
listen to her.
Just one. I'm asking for
Let's get
one.
into fantasy
Nothing
football
more.
with Bill and Sean. I win plenty of games. What are you talking about?
Yeah, sure.
Hello, Las Vegas, and welcome back to another week of Footballfanbox, King of Las Vegas Fantasy Football Contest. Now, this week we decided to dive into our email questions. And believe it or not, people do value our opinion. There's, I think, 2 of you out there.
As well
but
they should.
One is Don from Summerlin, and he wants to know, guys, what do you do when, this point in your season, when your team is struggling and you want to make that playoff push? Now, Sean and I, we don't have that problem like you always have, Johnny, but we're interested to find out what you have to say a little bit later. But Sean, what are some of the things that you would do to try to get your team a little bit better?
Well, waiver wire. From the beginning of the season all the way through this point, it's just of paramount importance that you always focus on that. People oftentimes make the mistake, even if you're in a good position, that they'll kind of neglect the waiver wire. Good position, or if your team is struggling a little bit, you know, it's even more important if your team is struggling. But you always have to be searching that waiver wire, you know, ready to pounce on, you know, that person that if they have one good week, you better get on them soon. You know, many times that's not actually soon enough. Sometimes you have to be looking 2 weeks in advance. You know, be looking for that person, you know, to fill in. You know, if you want to be ahead of the game, jump ahead a little bit and try and get to those people before the other teams might.
Right. Yeah, I agree. The waiver wire is very important, but you have to be careful, guys. You just can't go willy-nilly dropping guys, picking guys up. All right. Be a little bit smart about it. Okay. Sean tweaked on a little bit of something that I had in mind is look ahead. All right. If you're not really informed on streaming is when Sunday morning, when your free agents become available and they don't cost you anything, you don't use your waiver picks or anything like that. You pick these guys up for nothing and look ahead a week or two. All right, for a good matchup, and you can find them in places like defense, your kickers, tight ends. You know, you're usually not replacing your running backs so much or your wide receivers, but even quarterbacks. You can get a great matchup with a quarterback if you're thinking ahead. All right, and these are some of the things that you have to do when your team is struggling.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Right.
And little things that sometimes people overlook too is look also the other teams in your league. Who else has a quarterback on bye that week? Who else has a kicker on bye that week? You know, you may, if you're the only one that looks like they're going to need to replace a quarterback that week, well, then you can wait till the next week maybe. If not, if there's 2 or 3 other people that have a quarterback on bye, you better be jumping ahead, you know, the week before.
Sure.
Yeah.
And another thing to really look at is people like to drop injured players. All right, good players that are going to be out for 2 or 3 weeks. All right, that's a good time to get somebody and wait on them.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in trouble. Your team is struggling. Okay, you have to take those kinds of chances.
Right.
All right. So go out there. If you see someone who was dropped, all right, that you know is going to be better in a couple of weeks, but people don't want to waste a roster spot on them. Well, guess what? Go out and get them.
Yeah.
All right, buy your time and capitalize that way. That's another great way to try to improve your team.
Yeah.
All right, and we haven't heard from you. So the guy who's used to pulling his team out of the crapper, or trying to anyway, they haven't had much success with it. But
Now let's hear from the expert.
let's hear from you.
It's about time y'all let a genius speak. Now, if your team is in the basement or even close to the basement, two things. Like Bill said, you look for injuries, you look for the free agent wires like Sean was beautifully articulating. And the other thing you can do is shuffle your roster. Shuffle your roster may help. Now, we had an issue in the beginning of the season where Julio Jones wasn't performing in a way that he normally does. What you can do is you have to pull the string. At some point, you have to pull the trigger and say, I'm going to bench Julio, or I'm going to trade him to somebody who doesn't realize how bad Julio is. Now, yes, that's going to make you a bad person, and you should feel bad about yourself. But the important thing is winning. Always winning. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, but that's more insightful than I thought. I thought you just ate a pint of ice cream and cried yourself to sleep every night.
Nothing wrong with ice cream, too, but do something. Whatever it is, don't just look and trade people and just do stuff. Have a plan into what you're doing, and you might surprise yourself on your return up to the top.
And most importantly, I'll say this: no matter whether you're winless or whether how hopeless it seems, don't give up. Keep on that. Keep setting your lineups. Keep hitting the waiver wire. Nobody likes the team that quits.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Sean.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy who messes up the whole system because you're pouting up somewhere and crying in your room. Stick with the roster. You can get a couple of wins in, but the important thing is you stay locked into the season. Don't let somebody get wins who shouldn't be getting wins and throw off the playoff scenario.
Yep.
Be a man. Stick to it.
Yeah, fight the good fight.
That's right.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have this week, so that's how we see it.
But you do what you want.
And don't quit! Another great segment, even if I do say so myself. Thank you, Bill and Sean. As always, you two are prime. Always prime. My young lady, how have you been enjoying the show so far?
I love it, and I thank you.
We thank you for being here.
I really, really thank you, and it's great, and I'm just in love to be part of this. That's all.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it.
Now, for Pop Warner, this is the last week, so make sure you go out there and support those kids. For high school, it's getting kind of close. Playoffs are getting here. Get out there and do what you're supposed to do. And as always, we'll see you next week, and stay safe.